So you're thinking about moving to Jacksonville, Florida, and you're kind of curious what's happened over the last week, what's going on with the real estate market there in the Jacksonville market or the surrounding areas like St. Augustine, Orange Park, Palm Coast. Things just got interesting, and stick with this to the end. We're going to show you what's happened over the last week. There are a couple of stats that are really standing out right now that are making things interesting here in the local real estate market. If this is your first time to the channel and you want to know everything there is to know about living and buying here in the Northeast Florida area, including Jacksonville and St. Augustine, then click on subscribe, tap the bell for notifications so you'll be the first to know of all the changing market conditions. Hi, my name is Chris Snow with the Florida Coastal Team, and my team and I, we get calls, texts, and emails every day from folks just like you who are looking for help buying and selling real estate here in the Northeast Florida market. We absolutely love it. So whether you're planning on making a move in the next few days, the next few weeks, the next few months, just give us a call, send us a text, send us an email, book a private Zoom call. All of our contact information is right at the bottom of the screen. Now, before we jump in today, our question of the day. All right, we're in summertime. People say, hey, summertime's the best time to put your house on the market. Some people say springtime is the best time to put your house on the market. Some people say later in the year is the best time to put your house on the market. What I want to know from you, please put it in the comments down below. When do you think is the best time to put your house on the market? So as I stated in the opening, there's a change that's going on in the real estate market, and stick with this to the end. We're going to tell you exactly what those changes are. All right, so here's the big thing that we're seeing right now. Inventory levels are starting to creep up. Right now, we've got 5,764 active homes for sale. We have not seen this much inventory since April. So over the last couple months, inventory dropped back, and now all of a sudden, we've got a spike over the last week and a half in inventory. The average days on market for the current standing inventory right now is at 79 days. So that number continues to go down. And I'll tell you in just a minute what that means. 3,332 new listings have hit the market over the last 30 days. That's a lot of new homes that are going on the market. Now, that's not a number that we haven't seen before. We've actually run into that number over 3,300 quite a few times since the beginning of the year. So it just means that people are taking advantage. They're seeing what's happening and wanting to put their house on the market. 2,970 homes have been sitting on the market for at least 45 days. So again, if you've got someone who's looking for a deal, don't go after that brand new listing. Don't go after that listing that's less than 30 days old. Go after that listing that's been sitting out there for 45, 50, 60, 90, sometimes 120 days. Those are the best opportunities to get the best deals in the market right now. As we sit today, we've got 4,872 homes that are under contract. The average days on market has dropped all the way down to 56 days for those properties that are under contract, which means that those new listings that are coming on the market, they are not staying there very long. Even though we've got a high number of them, they're not staying on the market for very long. They're going under contract at a faster rate today than they were 2 weeks ago, a month ago, and definitely since the beginning of the year. Hey, if you're finding this helpful, do me a favor, just click on the like button and we're going to jump right back to it. Now, here's the big number. 2,610 sales have happened over the last 30 days. So even though we're bringing on a lot of new homes on the market, we are selling a lot of those homes. So they're not sitting for extended periods of time. Now, that being said, as we stated, we've got a little bit more inventory right now than we did since the beginning of the year, but we are getting through, and those houses that are going under contract are going to closing, 2,610 of those in the last 30 days. Now, the average days on market has dropped significantly for those properties that have just gone to closing. 61 days are the average days on market. Now, that number was at almost 90 at the beginning of the year. So you can see that, houses are not sticking on the market for very long now. So those homes that are coming on the market are going under contract, and they're closing in a shorter and shorter time period over the last 45, 60, 70 days. Now, there still were 625 homes that failed to sell over the last 30 days. So 625 sellers put their house on the market. Unfortunately, didn't end with a sale. So they pulled that house off the market. It's what we call an expired listing. And ultimately, it just means that one of two things happened. The seller changed their mind. They didn't want to sell anymore. They just weren't successful. They overpriced the house. The condition of the house may have not been exactly what the market was looking for, or they just didn't have the right marketing strategy to get their property the most amount of activity. Now, the last 2 points we're going to talk about are interest rates and what our months of inventory are. Now, interest rates have still been bouncing back and forth between 6.75 and about 7%. Right now, we're sitting at 6.95% as the average interest rate. And if you look at a lot of the publications that are out there, they would make you think that the rising interest rates is slowing down the market. But as you can see in our number of sales that we've had over the last 30 days and really over the last 3 months, when interest rates have been bouncing back and forth between 6.5% and 7%, that really has not changed the demand for properties. Those properties, we are still selling a lot of houses. And so interest rates are having a little bit of an impact. But I think what people are seeing right now is that, hey, I need to go ahead and lock in my price now. And if interest rates come down like they're supposed to towards the end of this year or early next year, a person's going to be able to go in, refinance that property, and get their payment a little bit lower. But if they wait and they continue to wait, what they're going to be doing is waiting as prices continue to go up, and they're going to be paying more for the same house, 6 months from now, a year from now, a year and a half from now. If you listen to the media, you're going to hear this, oh, there's a lot more inventory on the market. And they're right, there is more inventory. And as we stated in the open, we've got over 5,700 homes. We haven't had this much inventory since April. But what has that done to the month supply of inventory? Okay, because you could throw out any number out there, but what does it mean? How many months of inventory do we have? Are we moving back towards a buyer's market, or are we staying in a seller's market? Well, with the 5,700 homes that we have for sale right now, that still leaves us with only 2.21 months supply of inventory, which means that if not another new house comes on the market over the next 2 months, we will have no inventory to sell. So even though we've got more now than we've had over the last 30 days, 40 days, 60 days, so really since back in April, that has not transitioned us to a buyer's market. We are still in a heavy seller's market, which means that if a seller takes a good pricing strategy, prices their house appropriately where the market is, their house is not going to sit on the market for very long. It is going to end up in a successful sale. Remember the question today, make sure you post that down in the comments. When do you think the best time to put your house on the market is? And don't forget, watch our next video up here. That is the best communities in St. Augustine, St. Johns County, and you can find that right here.